Hello and welcome to part 2 of Mindful Gamer, Get Learned. Now, Get Learned is probably one of the most important lessons that we'll talk about because it establishes the fact that you will learn by playing video games. And by that I mean, I've kind of got this guiding question here. What are you learning from playing video games today? You're gonna learn something. And this second guiding question, I think, helps frame this idea or put this idea together. Do you still play your favorite games the same way you used to play them? Let's say the first time you picked up the video game compared to now. Do you play it the same? And I'm gonna hope that there is no way that you play that game the same as you did before. And that's because you learned. You probably didn't do so well, or maybe you started out playing against bots, and then when you started playing against people, you had to adjust and learn, and you had to grow. And that in education and that in real life is what we call a growth mindset. You have to be willing to learn from your experiences. And this is no different. So lesson 2 of Mindful Gamer is very much focused on that principle. You have to have a growth mindset in order to be successful in esports and playing video games. So, what is the significance of recognizing what players can learn from each gaming session? Well, every time you play Rocket League, every time you jump into a League of Legends match, there's going to be data and information that you're processing, right? Like you're going to have things go well, and you're going to have things not go not so well. So you have to be able to identify what you're doing, what your teammates are doing, and what the other team is doing in order to analyze all that information and determine what you should do next time you see a situation like that, or next time there's a play developing that looks like that. As you do something well, that guides you, just like as you do something not so well, that helps guide you as well. But not getting frustrated and maintaining a growth mindset will help you do better more often. So here's a couple discussion questions. One of the things we're going to do as we go through this course is we're going to talk about all this Mindful Gamer curriculum and content. This is just the inception of it. We are beginning the thought process of becoming a mindful gamer. We will do a lot of this work as we go through the course. So the other thing that I wanted to point out in this is the activity where we're going to play some video games together, and we'll have a discussion about this, about what we are learning. And then I'm going to ask you to do a variety of things. One of them is you're going to diagram your experience with a video game. How did you play when you first started playing, and how do you play now? How does that differ? And then as well as there's things that we refer to in the esports industry as skill trees. So like Rocket League, for example, is a massive game with about 5 or 6 key categories of gameplay. And imagine there's a trunk of the tree in the middle, and then the 5 or 6 main categories are big branches, and then off of those big branches are lots of little branches, and then even off of those little branches are lots of tiny branches that represent all the fine-tuned skills around the edge, with the main skills being more towards the middle or more towards the center. So we'll talk about that, and we'll even look at how we create something like that for the games that you play. As far as the assessment goes, we will look at different ways. You will create some different things, but this kind of outlines some different ways that we might be looking at doing assessments. And that is it for lesson 2. Definitely excited to hear about what you are learning in the games that you are playing. Until the next one, this is Coach Graff reminding y'all, stay positive out there, gamers.